With regards to that famous story of Martin Harris asking for the manuscript that Joseph Smith had translated, the 116 pages, you had some really interesting insights and speculation about what could have been in those pages. Could you share what you thought about that?
I'll do what I can quickly, and you'll notice we're running out of time here. I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes. If you look at the text of the Book of Mormon, there are times when what we have refers to a story that was there, and there are ways that Mormon is telling the story that tells you that he already knows some of these early stories. So you can reconstruct much of what was there based on other things that you see. So, the story of the Exodus, Lehi's call, the Exodus that's coming to the New World, those kinds of things are absolutely going to have to be there because he references them. He, talks about them. He never knew information. He just assumes that you already know that. So clearly he wrote those in. One of the things that I suggest is that we're missing an introduction. Somewhere Mormon should have told us who he was and what he was doing, and we don't have that. We don't get an introduction to Mormon himself until, 3rd Nephi? And that's an apostolic definition, not I'm the writer. So we're missing, I think, an introduction where he would have said, I'm Mormon, and, here's what I'm doing, and I'm writing it, here's what my sources are. I think there's some interesting things that would not have been there. I don't think Mormon would have put all of the Isaiah stuff in. I think that would be gone. Mormon didn't necessarily care about that. Wouldn't fit what he was interested in. The allegory of the tree of life that Jacob has, not the tree of life, but the olive tree. I'm not sure that would be there because it doesn't necessarily fit the story that Mormon wants to tell. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can say, here are things that should be there. Here are things that are probably not there. And I had somebody, when I presented some of that material, they said, you realize, of course, you're giving somebody a handbook of how to fake the lost pages. And there have been at least 3 or 4 different groups or people who have tried to say, here are the lost pages. We translate them, we have them. And as soon as you pick them up, you're going, this is somebody who's read 1st and 2nd Nephi, and they're trying to make a different version of it based on 1st and 2nd Nephi. And they have no clue that that's not how Mormon would have written it all. So you can tell really fast that those things are forgeries because they've just got it wrong. You know what their source is, and they've used their own source.
Right. That's interesting, don't it? Yeah, because I remember that was sort of a more recent news story a couple of years ago, maybe, when that was brought up.